So we're with Gary here, and today we're looking at the hardware setup testing process. So I'm going to pass over to Gary to take us through the process.
Okay, so we're just currently setting up a CalAmp unit here. And the first process when setting up any of our equipment is to get a SIM card allocated to the unit and ensure that it has a live data connection. So we grab a SIM card and we need to get this allocated on the Vodafone portal and set its status to active, ready, and to the right service profile. So we just open a new tab, go to our bookmarks and open up the Vodafone portal. On each SIM card, as you can see, there's a barcode which we need to scan into the top area here. Wait for Vodafone to do its bit. Okay, now we can see from the status of the SIM here, the state is inactive, and it also currently has no service profile allocated to it unassigned. We need to change both of these profiles. So we go to operations, go to change state, and change the status from inactive to active ready. Set the unit to active ready because it uses a minimal amount of data for the setup process compared to when it's out in the field, the status will automatically change to active live. We just hit the next button here. You see a confirmation here and press change again. And back to operations. So now the unit's currently set to active ready, the SIM card. We also now need to allocate a service profile to the unit. As we know, this is for a tracker. So we go to service profile, change, and choose a new service profile.
Great. Just on, see the organization, does that ever change, Gary? Does that always stay that?
No, it's always NIBC.
Okay.
It probably will change to some stage to Cubo once it gets rebranded, but it's always NIBC, yeah. We go down here and look for our tracking sim 10 meg, which is the standard profile for all tracking sims, and hit next and change. Go to operations. Now we can go back to our overview. And we can see now that our sim state is set to active ready.
Yeah.
And we also have an active service profile here, tracking 10 meg. So the next thing we need to do then is we need to scan the CalAmp tracking unit into our Cubo stock management sheet. So we just open up our stock management sheet.
And that stock management system, or sorry, the spreadsheet there, that's saved in a shared drive, is that right?
A shared drive that everybody has access to, yeah.
Okay.
So first thing we need to do is we need to scan in our SIM details. So we would get the SIM card number again and scan. Then we need to scan in our IMEI number and also our ESN number, which go in the next two fields. We do our IMEI and then our ESN. Now the unit is marked into our stock management sheet.
I think it might be worth just talking the ID as well there, just to say where it followed on from.
Yep. So our IDs here are automatically allocated as and when we book stock in. So for the next unit down, we would just drag them down numerically and it automatically counts up the next 10, 15, 20, 200 units that we need. And as and when the units come into stock, then obviously we allocate SIMs accordingly and the representative IMEIs and ESN numbers for each unit as we go.
Okay, and we said before the customer registration, those fields, project ID, we don't have to worry about them at this point.
They're all left blank at this stage because the unit is just basically put into stock, and then they will be all allocated as and when an order comes through the system.
Okay.
Then we need to go on to provisioning the device. So the CalAmps came to us and it needs to have a config applied to it. Typically, all our rolling config, our setup config, if you like, for the CalAmp tracking unit is set up through a portal called CTC. So we go to our bookmarks again and log into CTC.
Again, everyone will have their own individual.
Everybody has their own individual login for CTC. CTC admin down at the bottom here, my one. So you're greeted whenever you log in by your own personalized login screen here, giving you an overview of all the units and what units are actually active and live and what have been reported in the last 30 days and so on and so forth. But at the moment, we're interested in the devices tab, and we want to go and find our unit first. So we go up to the search bar here. And again, using either the ASN or the IMEI barcode, we can scan it into this top field. So we just scan in there. And this gives us a quick overview of the unit, the ASN number. And what we need to do is we need to click here. And we need to create a job. By creating the job, then we're allocating a config to the device. They will automatically ask us to do a firmware upgrade, which we don't need to do because they come with the latest firmware on them. So we just remove that.
Okay.
And then we need to select a file to amend the unit to. So as I said before, the setup config is the 255.1. We select that. What will happen is the job will automatically create with a job name. And we'll call this just setup.
Yeah.
And we will create the job. Now, if we go back over to this separate tab here under provisioning and go to our jobs list, we will see now that we just expand this. We have a pending job for the job that we just created. So the column's waiting to get a job sent to it, basically. So what we need to do now is we need to hook the column up to a power supply. Yep. So we grab up our power leads here.
Okay.
And we'll just insert the 20-pin power cable into the front of the unit. You get a nice click there, and the unit will start to illuminate. We have two lights on the unit. We have an orange light and a green light. Orange flashing means that it's currently looking for a mobile network. Green flashing is it's currently looking for a GPS signal. Now, in order to configure this unit with the 255.1 config that we have sent it, we need to send the CalAmp a message to tell it to connect to the CTC program. This is done through the Nexus portal. So
okay.
If we just go and open a fresh Nexus portal. And go to our tab for bulk SMS, bulk text messages. And we need to set our message type. There's two types of messages to send. There's payload and transactional. The one we're interested in today is transactional because it immediately sends the message direct to the unit. And then we need to put our SIM number in here, which has been allocated to the unit. Which is that's the one there. If we just scan the SIM number in again. It is making me. We'll just type it in manually. For some reason the scanner's not recognizing it.
Okay.
314404010 803 491.
Would that happen often, Gary? The scanner just in temperamental?
A lot of times the scanner, these are older scanners. Sometimes it will be temperamental. But there is a whole clatter of scanners about here that can chop and change the scanner again, you know.
If not, as I say, sort of interrupting, we can just copy and paste stuff for stock management sheet and put it in that way.
Yeah, you can go straight from stock management sheet. Typically, if you're doing a lot of them, that's what you would be doing anyway. You go to our message templates, which are all pre-defined messages, and we now want to tell this unit to connect to Pulse, which is the operating system CTC that we discussed earlier on.
Okay.
And we just send the message now. Yes, possibly that.
Okay, so it will prompt if there's an issue.
If there's an issue, yeah. 89314400010180349 and send message, which is doing now. It's obviously a typo on my behalf.
Okay.
We're looking for the green tick here to let us know that the message has been deployed. Yep, and there we go. That's the message now sent to the unit. We can confirm it's been sent to the unit if we go back to our CTC program.
Yep. I'm sorry, Gary. I just want to add in there. When
Yep.
we done this before, that went an exclamation point, meaning so we just
It
had
failed.
to retry it. It
Yeah.
failed, so we
It
retry
failed.
it
It could
again.
just be the mobile phone network at the time when you're going to send the message. Just
Okay.
We can go back to our CTC portal now. We can check that's our setup one from earlier on today. And if we refresh the page, we can now see that this message is completed. You can actually just view the job as well. It's completed. There's nothing pending. There's nothing failed. There's nothing cancelled. The job's now gone through. The unit is now commissioned to 255.1. You can also do a visual compare by looking now that the orange light on the unit has actually gone solid.
Okay.
And this now has an active data connection.
Perfect.
I think that's just for this
Okay.
session anyway.
Thanks, Gary. I'm going to stop
Yep.
recording.